Starseed from Gaia, the sign has reached you, and the Source is calling you to respond now. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation. Do not dismiss what is unfolding in your life. This opening is your confirmation, and the Source will not wait forever. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to interpret Arcturian downloads and recognize the message hidden within this moment. But here's the first revelation. The sign did not arrive to entertain you. It arrived to move you from hesitation into alignment. You didn't find this transmission by mistake. Your soul called it in, and the Arcturian Council is reminding you that 2 focused minutes of presence can change the direction of your day. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I'm ready. Comment 999 if your cosmic remembrance is returning. This isn't just a message. It's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the Arcturian Carrier Wave Protocol, 7 guided nights to cross the whisper threshold. This simple, easy-to-navigate app guides you through ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, and includes special bonuses to accelerate your journey. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. And now, stay with the feeling moving through you, because the sign does not always arrive as an obvious event. Sometimes it comes as pressure in the heart, a sudden stillness in the mind, or an unmistakable sense that something within you has been waiting for permission to come forward. You may have expected the Source to send a dramatic confirmation, a visible symbol, or a message so clear that doubt would become impossible. But the deeper signal often enters more quietly. It arrives as recognition. It feels like a soft current beneath the surface of ordinary thought, a knowing that does not argue, chase, or demand attention. It simply remains, waiting for you to become still enough to notice. There are moments when the outer world seems unchanged, yet something inside you has shifted position. The same room feels different. The same conversation reveals a hidden meaning. A familiar choice suddenly carries the weight of an ending. You may not be able to explain what has changed, but your energy knows. This is often how a higher transmission enters the human field, not as noise from the heavens, but as a subtle reorientation within your own awareness. The sign may be hidden inside the feeling you almost dismissed. This is where many starseeds become disconnected. They are not lacking guidance. They are receiving more guidance than they have learned to trust. Their field is constantly translating impressions, patterns, emotional shifts, dreams, synchronicities, bodily sensations, and sudden memories. But the human mind has been trained to dismiss what cannot be measured immediately. It asks for proof before allowing movement. It demands certainty before taking the next step. It wants the entire staircase illuminated before placing one foot on the first step. In that hesitation, the signal becomes faint, not because the Source has withdrawn, but because the personality has placed too many layers between the signal and the soul. Doubt can become like dust on a window. The light is still shining, but the receiver no longer sees it clearly. Every time you ask another person to authorize what your spirit has already recognized, another veil is added. Every time you abandon a quiet truth because it cannot be defended in ordinary language, the transmission is placed farther away from conscious action. There may be an old pattern within you that says you must understand everything before you begin. You may believe you have to heal every wound, resolve every fear, and become completely confident before answering your deeper calling. You may imagine that the doorway will open only after you have become flawless. But your mission was never waiting for a perfect version of you. It has been waiting for a willing version of you. The sign has come because you are ready to respond at the level where you are standing now, not at some distant future point where you imagine you will finally be worthy of movement. The river does not ask the seed to become a tree before it receives water. The dawn does not wait for the night to understand the sun before it begins to rise. In the same way, your next step does not require the completion of your entire transformation. It requires sincerity, humility, and the courage to move while you are still becoming. The distortion begins when you confuse fear with intuition. Fear speaks in urgency, shame, and contraction. It tells you that if you do not act perfectly, you will lose your chance forever. It makes every decision feel like a test of your worth. Fear may imitate spiritual language, telling you that you are being punished, left behind, or threatened by invisible forces if you do not obey immediately. It creates pressure without peace. Intuition may be powerful, but it carries a different texture. Even when it asks you to move, it does not strip you of your center. It creates a quiet alignment beneath the emotion. It may challenge you, but it does not humiliate you. It may ask you to release something familiar, but it does not require you to abandon discernment, wisdom, or practical care. True guidance can be direct without being cruel. It can be urgent without becoming frantic. It can lead you into the unknown while still leaving you with a deeper sense of dignity. When fear speaks, the body often feels forced forward or pulled backward. When intuition speaks, there is usually a still point beneath the movement. You may feel nervous, but somewhere inside the nervousness there is clarity. You may feel grief, but beneath the grief there is truth. You may feel uncertainty, but beneath the uncertainty there is a direction that continues to return. The more you learn this distinction, the more clearly your inner guidance begins to speak. Your energy body is recalibrating around this distinction now. The parts of you that once depended on external permission are being invited to return to inner authority. This can feel disorienting because an old identity is dissolving. You may notice that certain conversations no longer satisfy you, certain environments feel unusually dense, or certain ambitions no longer carry the same charge. You may find yourself longing for simplicity after years of chasing stimulation. You may become less interested in being seen and more interested in being real. Do not assume you are failing simply because you are no longer energized by what once defined you. Sometimes disconnection from the old frequency is evidence that your field has already moved beyond it. A garment can feel uncomfortable because your body has changed, not because the body is wrong. A room can feel too small because your awareness has expanded, not because you are incapable of belonging anywhere. Allow yourself to recognize the difference between losing interest and losing yourself. Sometimes the loss of interest is the first sign that you are finding yourself again. There is a memory inside your being that does not function like ordinary memory. It is not necessarily a collection of images from another place that you must force into consciousness. It is a resonance. It is the sensation of coming home to something you cannot fully name. You recognize what is aligned because your body softens around it. Your breath deepens. Your thoughts become less scattered. You recognize what is false because your energy contracts. Even when the mind tries to justify it, you recognize a soul-level opening because time seems to change texture. A moment becomes unusually vivid. A phrase reaches you at the exact instant you needed it. A stranger says something that answers a question you had not spoken aloud. A choice that once seemed impossible begins to feel inevitable. These moments are not always spectacular. Often they are almost ordinary, yet they carry an unusual brightness, as if the world has briefly become transparent and you can see the pattern beneath the surface. The first movement is to decode the distortion. Notice where your signal is being scrambled by the expectations of others. Notice how quickly you abandon your own knowing when someone questions it. Notice the roles you continue playing only because people have become comfortable with a smaller version of you. Perhaps you are always the strong one, the agreeable one, the available one, the one who never asks for help. Perhaps your identity has been built around being understandable to people who never tried to understand your deeper nature. Every time you silence a true impulse to preserve an outdated identity, you place static over your own transmission. This is not a reason to judge yourself. It is an invitation to become conscious of the interference. Ask yourself where you are saying yes while your entire body is whispering no. Ask where you keep explaining your boundaries instead of simply honoring them. Ask which version of you receives approval and which version of you receives peace. The answer may reveal where your frequency is being diluted. The second movement is to awaken the blueprint. Your deeper design is not revealed all at once. It unfolds through repeated patterns of attraction, meaningful coincidence, and persistent inner calling. What keeps returning to your awareness? What kind of healing, creation, communication, protection, or service continues to find you, even after you try to move away from it? What subject makes your attention come alive? What kind of suffering in the world awakens not only sadness, but a desire to contribute? The recurring theme is not a punishment. It is a coordinate. The soul often speaks through what cannot be permanently forgotten. You may put the dream aside for years, but it returns in another form. You may change careers, relationships, locations, and identities, yet the same inner question follows you like a star beneath the horizon. This does not mean you must force a particular outcome. It means the pattern is asking to be understood. It may be pointing toward the language through which your purpose wishes to express itself. You may have spent years believing that your sensitivity made you weak or vulnerable, but your sensitivity is also a form of multidimensional intelligence. It allows you to perceive the atmosphere beneath the words, the truth beneath the performance, and the movement of energy before it becomes visible in circumstances. You can feel when affection is sincere, when an opportunity is misaligned, and when a person is speaking from a wound rather than from their truth. But sensitivity without boundaries becomes exhaustion. The goal is not to absorb everything. The goal is to refine your boundaries so your perception becomes clear rather than overwhelming. You are allowed to care without carrying. You are allowed to witness another person's pain without making it your assignment. You are allowed to leave a room, end a conversation, or protect your attention without becoming heartless. A starseed does not awaken by opening indiscriminately. A starseed awakens by learning what belongs in the field and what must pass through it. The third movement is to anchor your higher awareness into ordinary life. Expansion without grounding can become another form of escape. You are not being asked to leave Earth behind or reject the practical dimensions of existence. You are being asked to bring expanded perception into the way you speak, work, rest, choose, and relate. Your higher self is not only present during meditation or moments of cosmic wonder. It is present when you answer an uncomfortable message honestly, when you stop betraying your energy for approval, when you care for your body, and when you choose peace over the familiar drama of proving yourself. Grounding is not a limitation on your spiritual nature. It is the foundation that allows your spiritual nature to become useful. A lightning bolt needs the earth to complete its circuit. A vision needs a vessel. A prayer needs hands willing to participate in its answer. Your body, your schedule, your home, your finances, and your relationships are not separate from your awakening. They are the places where awakening proves that it has become real. This is why the sign has arrived now. You are entering a phase where awareness must become behavior. The information you have gathered is no longer enough. The affirmations you have repeated are no longer enough. The vision you carry requires an earthly vessel capable of holding it. That vessel is built through consistent choices, one honest boundary, one completed project, one released attachment, one morning where you listen before reaching for distraction. These small acts may seem too ordinary to be spiritual, but they become stabilizing points in the timeline you are choosing. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen the bridge between intention and embodiment. Each time you choose truth over performance, the bridge becomes more durable. The higher frequency is not anchored through dramatic declarations. It is anchored through repetition, through the quiet discipline of becoming someone whose actions can carry the light they claim to perceive. The fourth movement is to activate the field through your presence. You do not need to convince everyone that you are awakening. You do not need to announce every transformation or defend your perception to people who have chosen not to look inward. The frequency of your alignment will communicate more than explanation ever could. When you become less reactive, more discerning, and more devoted to truth, the field around you changes. Some people will feel invited to rise. Others may feel uncomfortable because your new clarity no longer supports the old exchange. A relationship built on your silence may resist your honesty. A connection built on your constant availability may protest when you begin to rest. Let that information guide you without turning it into conflict. You do not need to make anyone wrong in order to stop participating in what diminishes you. Sometimes the most powerful response is simply to withdraw your energy from the pattern. There is a difference between being hidden and being prepared. Perhaps you have felt overlooked, delayed, or invisible. Perhaps you wondered why your work did not reach more people, why the right relationships did not appear, or why the path seemed to move in silence while others advanced quickly. But not all silence is rejection. Some silence is refinement. A signal sent too early can be distorted by an unprepared receiver. The period you called stagnation may have been the strengthening of your capacity to carry what you kept asking to receive. The closed doors may have protected you from presenting an unfinished vision to an audience that could not yet recognize it. The solitude may have taught you to hear your own voice without the echo of comparison. Preparation often feels invisible because it happens beneath the surface, like roots gathering strength in the dark. The fifth movement is to release the demand that alignment look linear. Your path may move to endings, pauses, redirections, and unexpected openings. The human mind often interprets these changes as evidence that something has gone wrong. The multidimensional self recognizes them as adjustments in trajectory. A door closing does not always mean you were denied. Sometimes it means your energy was being prevented from entering a room that belonged to an earlier version of you. A delay does not always mean you are behind. Sometimes it gives your inner structure time to become equal to your outer request. A detour may reveal a gift that the direct road could never have shown you. The path can curve without losing its destination. Trust that movement is still occurring, even when it does not resemble progress according to the standards you inherited. Seeds do not look productive while they are underground, yet the entire future tree is already present within their hidden architecture. The sixth movement is to trust discernment over intensity. Not every powerful experience is a true instruction. Not every coincidence requires action. Not every person who speaks about awakening is aligned with your path. Your responsibility is not to believe everything that feels mystical. Your responsibility is to remain present enough to sense what produces clarity, integrity, compassion, and grounded strength. The source does not need you to surrender your intelligence. It is awakening your intelligence beyond fear, beyond conditioning, and beyond the need to be impressed. True guidance does not make you careless with your body, your resources, or your responsibilities. It does not demand that you ignore facts. It does not ask you to place another person above your own discernment. The more sacred the message, the more deeply it will harmonize with honesty, compassion, and wise action. And the seventh movement is to answer through embodiment. Let the sign become visible through what you do next. If you are being called to create something imperfectly but sincerely. If you are being called to heal, stop returning to the environment that keeps reopening the same wound. If you are being called to speak with humility and precision. If you are being called to rest, stop treating exhaustion as proof of devotion. If you are being called to leave, prepare wisely and move without waiting for everyone to understand. A sign becomes a pathway when your action meets its frequency. You do not have to change your entire life in one day. You only have to make the next choice that does not betray what you know. The future is often shaped by small moments that no one else witnesses. The email you do not send in anger, the appointment you finally make, the application you submit, the apology you offer, the habit you release, the room you enter with a more honest version of yourself. These are the places where destiny becomes practical. You may feel a wave of emotion as these words settle into you. That emotion may not belong only to this moment. It may be the release of years spent pretending you did not know. There is exhaustion in constantly negotiating with your own truth. There is grief in remembering how many times you sensed the next step but chose the safer silence. Be gentle with yourself as this awareness returns. The purpose of remembrance is not to punish the person you were. It is to reunite that person with the wisdom you carry now. Every delay taught you something about timing. Every disappointment taught you something about discernment. Every season of confusion revealed the cost of abandoning yourself. Nothing needs to be romanticized, but nothing needs to be wasted. Even the years you considered lost can become soil for a more conscious life. The Arcturian current, as many sensitive souls perceive it, is not a force that arrives to control your life. It is a pattern of precision, harmony, and intelligent evolution. It reminds you that awakening is not measured by how extraordinary your experiences appear. It is measured by how accurately you live in relationship with your deepest knowing. It is the movement from scattered attention to coherent presence, from emotional reaction to conscious response, from fascination with the unknown to responsibility for what you already understand. It is the refinement of your inner instrument until the difference between fear, desire, conditioning, and guidance becomes unmistakable. Like a finely tuned receiver, you begin to notice that every frequency has a texture. Some leave you scattered, some leave you inspattered, some leave you inflated, some leave you dependent on another person's approval. But the current aligned with your higher path leaves you more whole. It returns you to yourself with greater courage and greater compassion. So when the mind asks whether this is truly your sign, pause before searching for another confirmation. Ask instead, what becomes clearer when I stop performing confusion? What choice have I already recognized but postponed? What part of my life is asking for an honest response rather than another explanation? What would change if I trusted the quietest truth that continues to remain? The answer may come softly. It may come as a sentence, a memory, a bodily sensation, or an immediate awareness of what you can no longer continue. Do not underestimate the quiet answer. The deepest guidance often does not compete with noise. It waits for you to become still enough to hear it. A whisper is not weak because it is quiet. Sometimes it is quiet because it is close. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to take the next conscious step. The source will not force your timing, but the opportunity moving through you may not remain in the same form forever. A frequency can be revisited, but a particular opening has its own rhythm. This is why the invitation feels urgent without needing to become frantic. Move with presence. Verify what needs to be verified. Protect what needs to be protected. But do not use endless preparation as a disguise for fear. Here is the deeper truth. You are not waiting for the sign to come. You are learning to recognize that it has already been speaking through the structure of your life. The people who left may have cleared a frequency. The desire that would not disappear may be a compass. The recurring dream may be a symbolic map. The sudden fatigue with false versions of yourself may be the beginning of liberation. The longing you could not explain may be the part of your consciousness reaching across dimensions to bring you back into alignment. You did not arrive here without a design. You arrived carrying a capacity that had to awaken at the right level of maturity. The forgetting was not proof that you had been abandoned. It created the conditions for choice. If you remembered everything before developing discernment, you might have confused fascination with purpose. If you received the full map before learning to walk, you might have become attached to the destination and missed the transformation of the journey. The gradual return was part of the intelligence of your incarnation. Now, something is changing. You are beginning to understand that your mission is not a title, a platform, or a performance. It is the quality of frequency you bring into every place you enter. Your mission may express itself through art, healing, teaching, leadership, invention, caregiving, protection, or simply the courageous interruption of patterns that have traveled through generations. It does not have to look impressive to be significant. A single aligned presence can alter the emotional future of an entire family, community, or creative field. You are not behind the souls who seem more awakened. You are not late because your life unfolded through a different sequence. Timelines are not ladders on which one person stands above another. They are fields of choice, and your field is responding to the choices you are making now. The moment you stop measuring your emergence against someone else's expression, energy returns to your own path. That energy is needed. It is the current that will carry the next instruction. Tonight, or whenever you can be undisturbed, place one hand over your heart and one over the center of your body. Breathe slowly. Do not ask for a spectacle. Ask for the next honest step. Then listen for the response that brings both clarity and steadiness. You may say, I am willing to recognize the guidance already moving through me. I release the need to force certainty. I align my choices with truth, discernment, and compassionate action. Let the words be less a command and more a permission. And when you rise from that moment, do not immediately search for another message. Give the transmission a place to land. Drink water. Walk. Write down what you noticed. Complete one small action that reflects the knowing you received. This is how the invisible becomes embodied. This is how the whisper crosses the threshold. This is how your star lineage becomes more than an idea and becomes a living pattern within the way you move through the world. The sign has come to you, but the real revelation is that you are no longer the same receiver who once needed the universe to shout. Your perception has matured. Your field has strengthened. Your inner signal is becoming coherent. What once felt like confusion may now reveal itself as the tension between an old identity and an emerging one. Let the old identity loosen. You do not need to destroy it. You only need to stop allowing it to make every decision. You are here. You are listening. You are remembering. And the next chapter will not be activated by waiting for someone else to name your path. It will be activated by the moment you honor what has remained true within you, even through every season of doubt. Take the step that brings your energy back to itself. Let your life become the evidence. Let your presence become the message. Let the source meet you in motion. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content, it's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started.